Raouf Abbas Hamed, August 24, 1939 to June 26, 2008, was an Egyptian historian and a professor of modern history at Cairo University, until his death in 2008. He served as the president of the Egyptian Society of Historical Studies. He filled various senior academic positions, most of which in the Cairo University. Vice Dean for Graduate Studies and Research, Faculty of Arts, Cairo University, from September 1, 1996, 1999. Visiting full-time professor, Department of Arabic Studies, The American University in Cairo, September 1992 to August 1996. Professor of Modern History, Faculty of Arts, Cairo University, from December 30, 1981 to present. Chairman, History Department, Faculty of Arts, Cairo University, from April 1982 to April 1988. Associate Professor of Modern History, Faculty of Arts, Cairo University, from January 1, 1977 to December 29, 1981. Seconded to Qatar University, October 1974 to August 1978. Lecturer, Faculty of Arts, Cairo University, from June 16, 1971 to December 31, 1976. Assistant, Faculty of Arts, Cairo University, from November 21, 1967 to June 15, 1971. Visiting Fellow, Institute of Developing Economies, Tokyo, April 1972 to January 1973, May, September 1977. Visiting Fellow, Institute for the Study of Languages and Cultures of Asia and Africa, Tokyo University for Foreign Studies, February, September 1973, July, September 1987, October 1989 to September 1990. Visiting Professor, Sorbonne University, Paris 4, February 1980. Visiting Professor, Essen, Kiel, Hamburg, and Freiburg Universities, Germany, November, December 1982. Part-time lecturer, CASA, The American University in Cairo, 1983 to 1991. Lecture tour in USA organized by MESA, covered UCLA, USCLA, Skula, Stanford University, Georgia State University, Mills College, November 1990. Organized and chaired 6 symposiums and conferences in Cairo and Ain Shams Universities, Egypt, 1978 to 1993. Chairman, Historical Studies Unit, Center of Political and Strategic Studies, Al Aram Organization, Cairo, since February 1980. Member, the Permanent Academic Committee of History, Supreme Council of the Egyptian Universities, since October 1985. Member, History Committee, the Supreme Council of Culture, Egypt, since 1991. President, the Egyptian Historical Studies Association, since April 1999. Editor-in-Chief, Rosname, Annual Bulletin of the Egyptian National Archives, Cairo 2003 to present. Holder of Science and Arts Decoration, First Class, awarded by the President of Egypt, February 1983. State Prize of Distinguished Academic Achievement in Social Science, Egypt, June 2000. International Conference on Orientalism, Oriental Society of Japan, Tokyo, January 1973. Symposium on Methodology in History, Sorbonne University, February 1980. Symposium on the Euro-Arab Dialogue, Konrad Adenauer Stiftung, Bonn, April 1982. Workshop on the History of Traditions in the Middle East, Wissenschaft Kolleg zu Berlin, April 1986. Symposium on Urbanization in Islam, Oriental Studies Institute, Tokyo University, October 1989. Special Guest Scholar, the 1990 MESA Annual Meeting, San Antonio, Texas, November 1990. Symposium on the Middle Eastern Economy and a Prospect of Peace, European Parliament, Strasbourg, June 1994. Ces réunions de chercheurs sur le monde, arabe et musulman, Afamam and Jurims, Aix-en-Provence, July 1996. Conference on Archives in the Metropolis, Institute of Historical Research, Center of Metropolitan History, University of London, July 1996. Symposium on Mediterranean Cities, Municipality of Rome, Rome, November 1996. Panel on Abu Qir, History and Archaeology, the Egyptian Academy, Rome, February 2002. Symposium on the Archival Sources of Arab History, Center for Documentation and History, Abu Dhabi, UAE, March 2002. Roundtable on Private Papers as a Source of Arab Contemporary History, Institut du Monde Arabe, Paris, March 2004. Roundtable on Iraq, the Royal Institute of Religious Studies, Amman, Jordan, January 2005. Roundtable on Private Papers, the Central European University, Budapest, Hungary, March 2006. International Conference on 1956 Year of Crises, Hungary, and Suez, Monk Center for International Studies at Trinity College, University of Toronto, Canada, September 27 to 30, 2006. The Japanese and Egyptian Enlightenment, a comparative study of Fukuzawa Yukichi and Rifai Al-Tadawi, ILCAA Press, Tokyo 1990. Society and Economy in Egypt in the Eastern Mediterranean 1600 to 1900, Essays in honor of André Raymond, The American University in Cairo Press, 2005, co-editor. Al-Haraka al-Amaliyya fi Misr 1899 to 1952, Labor Movement in Egypt 1899 to 1951, Cairo 1968. Al-Nizam al-Ijtimai fi Misr fi Zil al-Milkiyyat al-Zira'i al-Kabira, Social Structure in Egypt in Relation to Big Land Ownership 1837 to 1914, Cairo 1973. Muzakarat Muhammad Farid, Memoirs of Muhammad Farid, Volume 1, A Study in Editing, Cairo 1975. Al-Haraka al-Amaliyya al-Misriya fi Du al-Wadhaq al-Britaniyya, The Egyptian Labor Movement in the Light of the British Documents 1924 to 1937, Cairo 1975. Al-Mujdama al-Yabani fi Asr Meiji, The Japanese Society in Meiji Era, Cairo 1980. Al-Siyasa al-Amrikiyya wal-Arab, American Policy and the Arabs, Center of Arab Unity Studies, Beirut 1982, co-author. Jamahat al-Nada al-Qawmiyya, The National Revival Society, Cairo 1985. Henry Curiel wa al-Haraka al-Shiyu'iyya al-Misriya, Henry Curiel and the Egyptian Communist Movement, Cairo 1988. Jamiat al-Qahira, Madiha wa Hadirihad, Cairo University, Past and Present, Cairo 1989. Al-Tanwir fi Misr wa al-Yaban, Enlightenment in Egypt and Japan, Cairo 2000. Shakhsiyat Misriya fi Yugan Amrikiyya, Egyptian Personalities Seen by America, Cairo 2001. Thorat Ulio, Bad Nisfgarn, The Revolution of July After a Half Century, Cairo, 2003. Mashana Hekutan, Sira Zatiya, Footprints, An Autobiography, Cairo, 2004. Misr lil Misrain, Mayat Amal al-Thoran al-Arabiya, Egypt for the Egyptians, 100 Years of the Arabi Revolution, Center for Political and Strategic Studies, Al-Aram Organization, Cairo 1981. Misr wa Alam al-Bar al-Mutawasit, Egypt in the Mediterranean World, Cairo 1986. Al-Arab fi Afriqiya, Al-Jazir al-Tarakiya wa al-Waqi al-Mu'asir, Arabs in Africa, Historical Roots and Recent Situation, Cairo 1987. Misr wa Alam al-Bar al-Mutawasit fi al-Asr al-Hadith, Egypt in the Mediterranean World in Modern Times, Cairo 1989. Arban Aman al-Thorat Ulio, Darasa Tarakiya, 40 Years of the July Revolution, A Historical Study, Center for Political and Strategic Studies, Al-Aram Organization, Cairo 1992. Nadwa Tariq Misr al-Iqtisadi wal-Ijtimai fi al-Asr al-Uthmani, Symposium on Economic and Social History of Ottoman Egypt, Bulletin of the Faculty of Arts, Special Issue, Vol 57, Cairo University Press, Cairo 1993. Al-Ilikat al-Misriya al-Britannia 1951 to 1954, Anglo-Egyptian Relations 1951 to 1954, Center for Political and Strategic Studies, Al-Aram Organization, Cairo 1995. Al-Azab al-Misriya 1922 to 1953, The Egyptian Parties 1992 to 1953, Center for Political and Strategic Studies, Al-Aram Organization, Cairo 1995. Harb al-Suez Bi'ad Arba and Amman, Suez War After 40 Years, Center for Political and Strategic Studies, Al-Aram Organization, Cairo 1997. Isla Mtatnith. Misr fi Asr Muhammad Ali, Reform or Modernization, Egypt under Muhammad Ali, Cairo 2000. Al-Adl Bain al-Shri/Awad al-Waqi, Fi Misr Fi al-Yasar al-Usmani, Justice Between Islamic Law and Social Realities in Ottoman Egypt, Cairo 2002. What did IQ Misr Fi al-Qarn al-Ashreen, Documents of Egypt in the 20th Century, Cairo 2002. Kamsan Amana Hala Thorak Yuliu, 50 year after the July Revolution, a Symposium, Cairo 2003. Al-Makalat al-Siyasiyya al-Sahifi Ali Taha Hussein, Press Articles on Politics by Taha Hussein, 5 volumes, Cairo 2002 to 2004. Hachiya Mikchihiko, Hiroshima Diaries, Cairo 1977. Maurice Taub, Studies in the Development of Capitalism, Cairo 1978. Alexander Skolch, Egypt for the Egyptians, Cairo 1983. Charles Issoui, The Fertile Crescent 1800 to 1914, A Documentary Economic History, Beirut 1989. Peter Gran, Islamic Roots of Capitalism, Cairo 1992. Nili Hanna, Making Big Money in 1600s, Life and Times of Abu Aqiya, Cairo 1997. Peter Gran, Beyond Eurocentrism, A Study in World History, Cairo 1998. Nili Hanna, In Praise of Books, A Cultural History of Middle Class in Ottoman Cairo, Cairo 2003. Ronald Storrs, Orientations, Cairo 2005. Donald Reed, Who's Pharaohs, Cairo 2005. Roger Owen, Lord Cromer, Cairo 2006.